5 o'clock. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everybody who's here. Odie walking in, bow, hand on heart, perfect. First order of business is the approval of the minutes from our June 24th meeting. Any questions, changes? If not, then I need a motion.
I'll do it. I move the Board of Education approve the minutes from the June 24th, 2026 regular meeting as presented.
Second. Okay, roll call.
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye. Aye.
All right. Mr. DaCosta, the financial report.
The current cash and investment balance as of June 30th, 2026 is $32,290,611.99. Our revenues for June were $15,042,932.78. This includes the Big Spring property tax levy payment, evidence-based funding, the Early Childhood at Risk Block Grant, regular and special education transportation reimbursement, Title I 1003A School Improvement Grant, special education private facility tuition reimbursements, the National School Lunch Program, and the state free lunch and breakfast programs. Our expenditures for June were $3,588,625.87. This includes our employee salaries and benefits, retirement system payments, and tuition programming for education for our outplaced students. For the July bills, I am asking for approval for payment in the amount of $1,615,769.90, and there are no revised bills for June. In the activity account, the beginning balance in the activity fund for the month of June was $115,510.96, with revenues totaling $6,975.31 and expenditures totaling $4,643.05. The ending balance for the activity fund for June 30th was $117,843.22.
Thank you. Any questions?
This report is as of June 30th, right?
As of June.
So the percentages are what they are for the 30th of June.
Yes, there's always, the percentages are always a little bit less because we're still receiving revenues from the prior year into the new year, but one of the things that is very favorable was that the percentage of revenue was higher than the percentage of expenditures.
I agree.
Any other questions? If not, I need a motion.
I will. I move the Board of Education approve the financial reports for June in addition to the regular July bills for payment as presented.
Second.
Roll call.
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. Doesn't look like there's any public participation tonight, so we will turn it over to the report of the superintendent.
All right, and first up is department updates. So we'll go ahead and start with Mr. DaCosta.
So today we'll be doing the initial budget proposal. This is a very important aspect of the operations of the district as it sets its priorities for this upcoming school year. We are getting to welcome new staff already on the human resources side of things with a presentation regarding the benefits and all of the operational things on the business side.
So the Department of Curriculum and Instruction has been focused on onboarding. That would be my onboarding. Getting to know the position and its responsibilities. I want to thank everyone for the warm welcome, answering all my questions, and especially shout out to Pete for his transition materials and expertise. He's been working really closely with me. And the fire hydrant's open, and I'm still drinking regularly. We'll see how long that lasts. Our department worked on the 26-27 Title I, II, and IV grants, and I'm happy to report that they have been reviewed and approved by the state. We are also looking forward to welcoming our new staff the week of August 10th, and at this time, we currently have 18 staff joining our amazing district.
Yeah.
So a multilingual department, Title III, our grant was submitted earlier this month and approved by the state. Our grant periodic reports were also completed and submitted. Working on placing students into classes for the upcoming year to make sure that they receive the correct services. We are also screening upcoming kindergartners to make sure that they are placed appropriately. And do you have the photos? Yes. And so this is the last week of the Boys and Girls Club summer program, and it has been a success. I just wanted to bring some pictures of some of the activities that they've done, the field trips that they've taken, and the kids are having, had a blast. The attendance has been incredible. We've had, over the course of the 6 to 8 weeks, an average between 130 and 160 students participate daily. So this is showing the impact that the program is having in our community and how much is needed.
In the operations department, we're in no particular order. We're going through the River Trail locker room roof repairs, projected to start 7/27, and we're also projected to have that completed before the start of school, barring any issues. Within the River Trail fire alarm system, we had a major electrical failure that was recently repaired, and it's back up to full speed. Also, within the staff members, we recently hired our new custodian, Zaira Diaz, so she's a welcome new member and been doing a great job being onboarded. Prairie Trail chiller system is back up and running. We had some significant repairs, but we are also have that up and running. We're addressing the leaks as needed. We've had some extensive repairs to the Viking roof, and those are completed now with our assistance of the vendor, and we've also completed the significant gutter rehab and tree pruning for the issues that we've had with the gutter system at the building. We've also completed fleet repairs on our district vehicles to ensure that they're operating properly as the staff moves from building to building. We're ongoing with our maintenance interviews. We've done 4 interviews to date. We moved forward with hiring Eric Olmos as one of our new staff members. So he's projected to start August 3rd, and we're in the process of interviewing a couple more for our second slot, and hoping we have success with that. The transportation parking lot repairs are projected to start 7/24. We will be doing that in a 2-stage, doing the asphalt repairs and then doing the striping on the following week to manage the movement of all the vehicles from one location to another. There's a lot of vehicles to move there. The custodians have been doing a great job. They're working currently at Prairie Trail, moving on. Some of the staff will start moving over to Viking School, and everything's moving along there great. We really appreciate their hard work. They've been doing a really good job. Some of our annual inspections, summer inspections, for example, fire alarms, sprinklers, generators, items like that is on track to be completed. And we'll touch base on the kitchen work, but everything is moving ahead well, and we'll be talking with the contractor for an updated Gantt schedule to keep an eye on scheduling. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions? No? Okay.
In technology, we've been busy. Our students' rollover was successful, so we're happy that was successful without any issues. We received our Chromebooks, and we are actually almost done setting them up. So our goal is for all the students to be able to have them first day of school. So I'm very happy about that. We've received our iPads for staff. We're going to start setting them up next week. We're still waiting on the laptops to be delivered in about 2 weeks was the expected delivery date. We also received all our networking equipment, so I'll be busy doing all that install for the next week and a half on that. I've done updates on our phone system, firewall, and access points have all been completed, so it's been a busy month for us.
All right, and Sean is not taking the place of Rachel, because Rachel's not here, it's on vacation day. But as you know, he's going to give us an update on special education. No, just kidding. No, but as you know, Sean is still continues to work with us and helping Cuauhtemoc with the oversight of the kitchen project. So if you want to just...
Thank you. So footings are in and passed their slump test. We have 4 additional tests that will be performed throughout the rest of the project. For the HVAC, the walk-in cooler, the freezer, rooftop, and the air handler have been ordered. They will be starting very soon to tap into our existing pipe work in the boiler room and run those lines to the new kitchen for their HVAC. Solar electrical feed from the panels has been disconnected from the building, so that can be rerouted underneath the shop and back into the building. This will be down for about a month. ESC Midwest also tested the stone compaction, and it has passed and meets the project requirements for backfilling. We are also working on only one change order to request to replace a HVAC valve that was broken, that had a broken handle, and since the system will be drained to tap into, it makes sense to replace that valve. We're also currently meeting once a week with the contractor, the architect, and us, working through any questions as we move through the project. As of now, we're on schedule with a little rain, and we will also be asking for a current Gantt chart, which is just a timeline based on our projections thus far. And unfortunately, we have started receiving billings for this project, so our new director has started to pay those bills.
All
That's
right,
it for me.
thank you. Any questions? No? Okay, moving on to FOIA requests. As you see, we received a total of 9 FOIA requests this month. 7 of those FOIA requests have to do with commercial purposes, and all of them are from one organization itself. They're asking, this is not, unusual. They're trying to gather all the information from all vendors from all aspects of K-12 education. So it includes, software, security vendors, anything, curriculum vendors, all those pieces. So we're providing the information as it comes. There are some repeating vendors that they've asked for, and then that's one of the things that Aurora and I will have to go through and say, hey, you already asked for this information, just to minimize the workload. But 2 of those FOIA, so I'm not going to read them all, basically. But 2 of those FOIA requests were not having to do with any commercial purposes. One of them had to do with copies of staffing contractors for school psychologists and other professional teaching staff. So we provided that information. They wanted to include contract rate and just rate for each role. So we have hired some of those in the past 3 years, which is what their timeline was. Then the other FOIA request was a little bit different, but was just purchase orders on all departments. So special education curriculum, etc. As far as vendors, quantities, orders, just wanted to see what we were spending money on from 2023 to present. So we provided all that information. A lot of districts are getting the same kind of request for the commercial purposes, because again, it's an area thing, but we're going to be a little bit more picky as far as the repetition of requests, right? Because we get the same company, but it's different people. So I don't know if they're talking to each other or not, but we're going to keep an eye on that. So are there any questions on the FOIA requests? So far, we have provided anything that we can, and there are vendors that don't apply to it when it's not our thing. So,
how long does that take you guys to do typically?
Well, Aurora has you probably have files by now, because but it's a search through the business department on Skyward.
And sometimes to the directors if I can't find
Right.
information.
So it might take anywhere between 10 minutes and half an hour per request, depending on how much what she has to put together. But once she identifies it,
Then I send it out.
Right.
I try to
Mhm.
get them done as soon as we get
Right.
them. Yeah.
and the files, I mean, it doesn't have to be in any particular format that they request. It can be in any format that we would like it. So if Skyward downloads a report, great. And most of the time it can be converted into an Excel file, which is what they want.
Okay.
Then they can sort it out on their own. we don't, do the pretty format or anything like that. It's just like, here's your information and that's it. So, but yeah.
Thank you.
Good question. All right, moving on to new business. Approval of the FY27 tentative budget, Mr. Da Costa.
As part of the budgeting process every summer, a preliminary budget needs to be presented in a public meeting. This is not the final budget, but highlights the priorities of the district for this upcoming year. Here are the things that we know. This summer, we invested heavily in providing one-to-one Chromebooks to all of our middle schoolers, and they will see those devices on the first day of school. This is in alignment with what Warren Township does, as well as all of the feeders into Warren Township High School. Staff devices will be completely refreshed, and this was done once again with Apple. We were able to negotiate a very favorable deal. We know that the district is implementing a new middle school English language arts curriculum to start the year, and we will continue an adoption process in the intermediate grades during this upcoming school year. ClassLink will be renewed with the long-term extension that will be paid for with this year's budget. CEDAL tuition continues to rise, especially these last couple of years. We are anticipating another increase in the monthly tuition bills that we receive from them. The cost of transportation, especially in connection with outplaced students, is a concern not only in our district but across the state. The budget is setting aside money to invest in 2 additional vans to provide special transportation to outplaced students, and doing that in-house that hopefully will save a little bit of money versus contracting those services out. The district is currently undergoing its single largest construction project through the DSUB money with the addition of the central kitchen at Prairie Trail. This money is set aside from a bond sale 3 years ago and is the culprit of the delta between the expenditures and revenues in this budget. But that money has been sitting in our investments, gaining interest since that sale, and they were accounted for this big purchase. After a fleet assessment by our new Director of Maintenance and Facilities, it was discovered that some of our operation vehicles were not in so good condition, and we are budgeting for 2 additional work trucks that can support our maintenance team, and in the future, also with snow removal in the winter. Some things to consider: CPI has gone from 7% in 2021 to 6.5 in 2022 to 3.4 in 2023, down to 2.9 in 2024, which accounts for the tax levy that we are currently collecting, and next year's levy will be in correlation with last year's CPI, which was 2.7. In Lake County, we are capped in our revenues by the increase in CPI. So last year's CPI being so low is not advantageous, especially considering that 2.7% increase in property taxes is lower than the 4% negotiated raises in labor cost. The Illinois legislature approved the full $350 million increase for the evidence-based funding formula for this upcoming budget cycle, which is favorable to our district as we are a tier 2 in the evidence-based funding formula. At the federal level, though, the House Appropriations Subcommittee adopted an appropriations bill with education cutting K-12 education. Title I alone was cut $1.9 billion. And then funding for teacher training programs, English language supports, and state assessments have been eliminated. Overall, because of the increase in new property within our district, that is favorable when it comes to property taxes at the local level. The state is doing everything that it can to kind of supplement some of the lost federal revenues, but the majority of the budget, other than the big things that we discussed earlier, the kitchen being the biggest, everything else has kind of stayed the same. We've worked with our principals to keep their budgets the same, not losing anything from the year prior, but also not gaining anything, as well as other than the big departmental initiatives that have been already discussed with the board, we are not increasing anybody's budget. We know that the majority of our expenditures, 77% of them, come from benefits and salaries, and we know what those increases are, and so we are trying to keep all the other cost increases at a minimum.
Questions?
And this might be something to be answered in a different month, but has there been feedback from staff that there are deficiencies as a result of that decision, or has it been pretty much that staff has indicated that within this budget has allowed for the best interest of the children to still be served, like with the 2.7 and
one of the things that, I mean, we negotiated the contracts prior to knowing what the CPI was going to do. The unions are very aware of where CPI and where the economy is. Actually, the unions are some of the biggest lobbyists in the state to increase the state funding. EBF historically was supposed to be at a $350 million increase, but in years prior, there were conversations that they were going to be lower. The governor wanted that increase to be lower, and then different lobbying firms stepped in. The governor was only asking for a $305 million increase in the evidence-based funding formula. And all of a sudden, when they passed the state budget through the legislature, the $350 million came through. And so I think that the staff, we continue to have very favorable increases in benefits in comparison to other districts, which is good for our employees. The rise of their health care, the cost of their of that doesn't increase as much as many of their peers. Their salaries continue to increase as we promised them many years ago. We're not cutting positions like some of our neighboring districts. We are incredibly lucky. But historically, we haven't splurged, and so that allowed us to be in a better position as many districts across neighboring boundaries are struggling, right? And the reality is that transportation and special education, like those are things that are outside of the control of the administration. That is big part of the IEP process. The IEP teams make those decisions, and our job is to try as best as we can to implement those IEPs. And I think that all in all, we are in a much more favorable situation than some of our neighboring districts.
We haven't had to cut any program services or anything different for our kids, so none of that has changed.
That's what I was asking.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks.
On the vehicle purchase, is there a state program?
Yes. So we are for the vans. We are doing the same approach that Warren Township did, which is going out to bid, and they were able to get a lower rate at the vehicles that they received through a dealership out in Wisconsin. So I worked with Chris Green, their CSBO that retired, to look at where they purchased their vans from. It was a significant discount than the ones that we did. We're still looking to bid them out, but also sending it outside of just the local boundaries to get as good a price. And then for the vehicles on the maintenance fleet, there is a program by both GMC, General Motors, and Ford Motor Company that allows government entities, police departments, fire departments, school districts to purchase vehicles at the lowest possible rate. And they come equipped with all of the necessities to make sure that they can operate in the winter, that they have all of the hitches to put on the plows and the toolbox in the back. And it's like a all-encompassing process. And we get the same rates as any other state entity, which is significantly discounted in comparison, upwards of like 20% as to what a private contractor would have to pay for that vehicle.
Thank you. I thought that still existed. That's great to hear. Any other questions?
And I do want to say thanks to Dr. Correa. Every year he has gone to the Warren Newport Public Library backpacks distribution, and that will be this Saturday. There are staff who've indicated that they do their best to make sure that every student has the school supplies that they need, and Dr. Correa will be there again this Saturday, he's told me. So any student, staff member who would like a backpack and school supplies can go to the Warren Newport Public Library this Saturday at 1 o'clock, first come, first serve, and that way all of our students are fully prepared for the first day of school.
So at this point, we need a motion to approve the tentative FY27 budget. I'll do it. I move the Board of Education approve the tentative FY27 budget as presented by the administration.
Second.
Roll call.
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Alrighty, up next on the agenda is the SRO agreement, our school resource officer. So every year we do have to sign a new contract with the Village of Gurnee for the split cost between us and the village for our SRO. If there are any questions, it's a pretty straightforward contract. We've seen this, every year. But our SRO is scheduled to come back with us. I think he doesn't like working in Great America so much every day. But yeah, he's eager to come back. He's already asking, like, when can I start, coming and checking in on the buildings and getting involved with some activity. So yeah, definitely.
Good. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he is. So.
Any questions? Okay, then I need a motion.
I'll make it. I move that the Board of Education approve the payment of the district's portion of the costs for a school resource officer in the amount of $110,782.72 for fiscal year 27.
Second.
Roll call.
Aye.
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 All right, the next item on the agenda is a reciprocal reporting system agreement that we do with mainly the Gurnee Police Department and and the Sheriff's Department. We did this last month actually with the Sheriff's Department, but it's basically an agreement that we're going to be reporting any criminal activity between or that could happen, I should say, in the school district to them, and sharing any information pertinent to whatever, if anything, happens then. So very standard protocol. Is just an agreement that delineates the privacy protection that we need to have as a school district for students, and then also privacy protection that the police department has with cases that they handle. So as you know, there are times where we ask them for information that they cannot provide on a particular case because sometimes, that's protected information based on other loss for families or people involved in the case. And same for us. There are times where it's rare, but there have been times where we cannot provide additional information other than the students, guardians or parents or anything like that. But it's some very extreme cases that has happened. So, but everything else we continue to collaborate with our SRO, obviously, and the police department, anything that may happen.
So the agreement doesn't circumvent those privacy
No,
issues?
it doesn't. No, it does not. We still have to follow them by law, and they have to follow them as well.
Okay.
We both do. Yeah.
Any other questions?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you.
I move the Board of Education approve the reciprocal reporting system agreement between the Board of Education of Gurnee School District 56, Village of Gurnee, and the Gurnee Police Department as presented.
Second, roll call? Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Up next, Mr. Esteban.
Hi, so this is a renewal for our Google Workspace. I wanted to bring it to the board because Google has changed their structure on how they charge us. So 10 years ago, it used to be free, and every few years, they changed it and started charging school districts a small amount still compared, still less than what you would pay for a full-blown system. So it's still the best possible route to go, but I just wanted to bring it to the board that they are now charging for students and staff. I believe it is a $6 per user now. So that obviously has increased the cost for our renewal. And I just wanted to make the board aware that, increases are coming and this is one of them. But since we're able to do a 3-year term with them, we're able to save 10% per year. So that's what I'm asking the board to approve for $33,669 for a 3-year Google renewal contract.
Questions? If not, need a motion? Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. Couldn't decide. Those complimentary staff licenses, was that for all staff before and now there's none?
So there's different levels. That is still technically free. Email is still free, but this includes Google Drive, Docs, Sheets, Classroom, Meet, all the added components of Google. That's what we're paying for, as well as the archiving of all documents and everything that we had to do for 7 years in the district. And all the tools that we use to do anything we need to search and stuff like that.
And I think in the past, we used to spend money on Microsoft, like
Yes.
Word, Excel, and so we no longer have that option for staff. It's just Google now. So that's why all these things we're using, right. Very few of us have Microsoft anything.
Yeah, we limited it. Microsoft used to be free, but
Right.
then they started charging
Right.
per account. So thankfully, we restricted it to a necessity for a staff member that really
Mhm.
needs it.
So that's the competition is Microsoft.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And going the Google route versus the Microsoft is still a more cost-effective route for us.
Any other questions? I won't turn my head so quickly. All right, then I need a motion. I'll do it.
Okay.
I move the Board of Education approve renewal of the district's Google Workspace for Education for a 3-year term proposal in the amount of $33,669 as presented by the administration.
Second?
Roll call.
Aye.
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 All right, Mr. Esteban, you're still
So
you,
this
yeah?
is for Securely. With Securely, they do our content filtering for all our devices. They also do our our wellness platform. So if a kid mentions that they're not, they want to do some self-harm, we get alerts for that. That's Securely Aware. In our middle school, we've also been using Securely Pass, which is the hall pass monitor that we have for staff. That wasn't part of our initial contract, so I'm tying it in to also get a better discount. And since we've got Chromebooks, we're adding Securely Classroom, which is the management part for Securely, so staff or whoever can manage and see Chromebook devices. So to tie everything together and to do also a 3-year term on this, Securely, I believe we're saving about 5 to 10% discount by doing a 3-year term on this as well. Yeah, any questions?
So the staff will be able to see the students' Chromebook, what they're doing?
Yeah, they'll be able to lock them down to just a specific site, or they'll see if they're not on task. Correct.
Okay.
I have a question about the hall pass.
Yes.
program, how does that,
So the hall pass is, so if there's two students that shouldn't be in the hall together, we can block them. So if a student needs to use the bathroom, instead of, well, I believe they still give them a pass, but they also do the hall pass, so that way it lets whoever know in the building that this student is using the bathroom, or if they have to go to the office. And it also prevents, like I said, two students that shouldn't be in the hall together from being in the hall together. So it will block a request for a student to, say, use the bathroom if another student is also in the bathroom.
okay.
Warren uses this as well, so it's good that our kids are getting used to using it. So if they want to go to the bathroom, they request it online. They don't, say, I have to go. They do it this way.
Interesting.
And it also lets staff know that if they've been gone too long, they'll get like a 5-minute alert saying, hey, they've been gone for 5 minutes, you may want to check on them.
And that's done through cameras in the hallway or
No,
devices?
that's done through the
Through-
security pass system.
Oh, okay.
But
It sets like a timer.
kid in the hallway, teacher walks by, do you still need?
Yes, they still have identification that there's a
Could
pass.
Will this update be provided to substitute teachers? This is amazing. I wish districts that I subbed for use
I
this.
believe they do have them in the
Right.
sub.
Okay, great.
The training.
Thanks.
Any other questions? All right, I need a motion.
Go ahead.
That's fine.
I move the Board of Education approve Securely's 3-year renewal proposal in the amount of $48,129.20, which includes Securely Filter, Securely Aware, Securely Pass, and Securely Classroom as presented.
Second, roll call.
Aye.
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 All right. Last one, Mr. Esteban.
So this is a contract renewal for ClassLink. So a year ago, I went to the board to ask to switch from Clever to ClassLink, which would give us analytics on how much, or what we're using in the classroom, what we're using on our devices in the classroom. So we really like this new system. It is a lot easier to use. Melissa, our data specialist, she loves this. It makes her job so much easier. And we're getting a lot more data out of this. So we want to continue using it, and if we sign a 3-year deal, we can save 5% on the total cost for the system. Any other questions?
Questions? All right, no questions, I need a motion.
I will. I move that the Board of Education approve ClassLink's 3-year renewal proposal in the amount of $23,816.25 as presented.
Second, roll call. Aye.
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 All righty. We do have one item on consent agenda for Prairie Trail School for PBIS. They want to be selling items on Spirit Days and, things of that nature. So, they just want to start the school year with that, take advantage of the open house and curriculum night that they'll have. So, any questions on that?
All right, no question, I need a motion.
I move the Board of Education approve the consent agenda items as presented by the superintendent.
Second, roll call.
Aye.
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 All yours, Becky.
I move the Board of Education adjourn an open session and reconvene in closed session to discuss pursuant to 5 ILCS 122C1 personnel, 9 student discipline, 10 student information, 11 potential litigation, and 21 discussion of minutes.
Roll call.
Aye.
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 All right. That's it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy your night. See many of you on opening day. I will.
Yes. Parade.
Oh, parade, yeah, parade first.
They're coming to the parade, yeah. we go.
All right, I need a motion to approve the personnel recommendation.
I move the Board of Education approve the personnel recommendations as presented by the superintendent.
Second.
Roll call.
Aye.
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 Need a motion to approve the closed session minutes from June 22nd.
I got it. I move that the Board of Education approve the closed session minutes for June 22nd, 2026 as presented.
Second. Roll call.
Aye.
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 Sorry. We're all
I forgot.
And adjournment. I'll do it. I move the Board of Education adjourn to July 22nd, 2026 meeting of the Board of Education.
Second.
Roll call.
Aye.
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 Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Have a
Thank you,
great-
Jermaine.